Good bloody morning, guys, and what a good bloody morning it is. Thanks for jumping on another video with us. I'm James, this is Jack, and today we are out in our Stabicraft 1450 Explorer, and obviously we're going to do some fishing, but we have one thing that we're really trying to understand with this new boat, and it is how far can we get this thing. So we had a really early start this morning. We got up at 4 AM after a 12-hour drive yesterday, and we've come out, we've already done 21.72 kilometers. We're just out in Bass Strait at the moment. We've exited Western Port from the western entrance. If you're from Victoria, you'll know that bit of water pretty well, I guess. And it's a beautiful morning. We've literally got 0 knots of wind at the moment, a little bit of swell, but it's magic out here. We're out near Seal Rocks. You can see Seal Rocks in the background, and we are going to try and see how far we can get off a standard 25-litre tank of fuel, which is what comes with this boat. So far we've done a lot of fishing, and we've probably done around that 20-hour mark in this new boat, but we haven't really worked out how far you can get on a day of offshore fishing. So that's what we're going to try and do today. The weather looks pretty good for most of the day. There has been some tuna around and some kingfish. We're probably going to focus on the tuna for the first part of the day and see if we can find any before all the other boats come out and before it gets very busy. It is just like a magic day. Yesterday was the same. So I think a lot of people fished yesterday, and then today had to sleep in because it wasn't as busy as what it should have been this morning. So.
But today already we've seen seals, we've seen penguins.
It was like playing dodgem cars with the seals. I honestly thought I'd run one over there. Everywhere, and penguins everywhere as well. So cool. Yeah, so what are we at? 21.77 Ks so far. Been sitting at about between 18 to 20 knots. It's super calm. I could go faster, but I'm trying to mimic like what a normal day of fishing would look like for us when we're traveling to get a perfect idea of what sort of fuel we're going to use. So the sun's just sticking its head over the headland here. We are going to get out over here. We're going to get into about, I don't know, 50, 60 meters, drag some lures and see what the day brings us.
See you out there.
Thanks for joining us.
So we found a nice spot. We're going to put the lures in. We're running 2 different lures today. One is a skirted lure. It's a red bait color. And then our other is a Helco Laser Pro 190 deep version. Hopefully running 2 different lures will increase our chances of whatever the tuna are wanting to feed on today.
Easier than trying to like clamp it down the back and get the rod set. So we've run the Laser Pro pretty short because it's a deeper style. I think at the moment all the fish, they're not really up on the surface, and the few people that have caught them so far have been getting them off blind bites. So that means like fish aren't like schooling up and busting up on the surface, they're just like a random bite. So if you're like driving, seeing no life, and then all of a sudden you just get a bite. So that's my theory for putting a deeper diver on. And then obviously it skirts top water lure, so who knows, just in case they are up and about, that might get it going as well. I'll also put a teaser in, like a daisy chain teaser, that might bring them up. But so weird, there's no boats out here yet. Always makes you question, like, have I checked the weather properly? Like, why is there no one else out here? It's so good. I'm hoping that everyone's just had enough from yesterday's good weather, so. So these Victorian tuna, they're notoriously annoying. They're really hard to catch sometimes. Before we started traveling, I put in a heap of work to try and catch some, and I reckon I did maybe 5 trips until I caught my first one. So the further down the coast in Victoria you go, like towards like Apollo Bay, Warrnambool, Portland, all that those sort of places, they're quite easy to catch. Like if you see them, you can often catch them. Whereas out the front of Western Port Bay and Port Phillip Bay, they're a different type of fish, I guess. They must come from a different place. They're often quite a little bit bigger than the ones that we get further west, and they're really hard to catch. Some days you'll have them all around the boat, and you'll cast poppers and stick baits and drag lures past their face literally all day, and you will not get one. So we'll give this a couple of hours, and if we don't see any action or don't see any other boats getting into them, we might try something different. So we just hit 35 k's of distance traveled in the tank. It's hard on these tanks, it's just like a float level thing, but it's saying about half full. So far I'd say we did about 25 k's of travel, so going between 18 to 20 knots, and then we've done about 10 k's of trolling so far. So we just got to probably about as far east as I want to go, and now we're going to zigzag our way back and try and come across some fish. So we gave the tuna about, what, 2 hours, you reckon, Jack?
Yeah.
And there's you can normally at least see them on the sounder, and I didn't go over a single tuna, I don't think. So there's a fair few boats, everyone's sort of trying one concentrated area, and they just don't look like they're there. So also, normally you get a better chance of getting these tuna if it's a bit rough, and it's really calm today, so I don't like our chances. But we're gonna switch plans now. We're going to try and catch a gummy shark or a school shark. We're just trying to catch some bait, and it's not going very well. So I'm just trying to think of an idea of, we're probably going to have to run back inside to the port and then catch some squid and then come back out. So that's okay. We've got plenty of fuel to do that. I've got on Navionics, I'm doing a track for the whole day, and then I've also got my watch on GPS as well to just try and get us a really accurate reading for how much fuel we've used. And we've gone 45k for the day so far, and we've used, it looks like, about half a tank. So I was really hoping to try and get 100k's off a tank. So I don't know if we're going to quite get 100k's, but we'll see. I've also made sure today that we've loaded the boat up as we would for when we're traveling. So it's got 8 rods and reels in this side, as well as big gaff. What else we got here, Jack?
Spear guns.
Spear guns. And then on Jack's side, we've got all our tackle, we've got dive gear, wetsuits, everything we could possibly need, and everything that will live in the boat is currently in the boat. We've then got our safety gear in a big box up the front. Today we also brought 2 bags of ice with us, just in case we did get a tuna, so we could look after it. And then we've got all our tackle and cameras and stuff. So this is as heavy and as loaded as the boat's going to be. So this is a good test, I guess, to get a good accurate reading of how much fuel we are going to use. But there is no bait here, so we are going to probably run in, try and catch some squid, and then come back out and try and show you guys a gummy shark or a school shark. Alright, we're on our way to just go and catch some squid for bait, and I reckon I've done us one better here. Saw a little school of salmon, and I'm going to do my best to not lose this one. The wind has picked up.
Yeah, the wind has picked up significantly.
It's not on the forecast, but that's all right. Oh yeah, it's a salmon. We'll sneak out the front here and try and find a gummy spot. Oh no!
Oh.
Right, that's annoying. Try again. All right, our luck is beginning to turn. Finally, we've just got, I'm just trying to catch a third one. We've just got 2 squid. I just got one in there. Jack's just got her one.
Hooked up at the same.
Literally.
James goes, I'm on. And then I said, I'm on.
Crazy how that happened.
They weren't even near each other either.
Trying the opposite. Oh, he's trying to bite me. Look at that. That's the beak, and he is full trying to bite me. Ah, what a dog.
I've never been bitten, but apparently it's savage. Have you been bitten before?
Yeah, it's bad. We're trying to turn this day around, and it did not go well for us out there this morning, and now the wind's kind of got up and it's a bit gross. So we're just hit 60 k's of distance for this, still on the same tank of fuel. So we think we're still about 30 k's from the boat ramp, so I think we're gonna head like a quarter of the way back and try for a gummy shark inside the bay, because yeah, it's a bit sloppy out there, but maybe we'll try and catch a few more squid and then we'll keep going.
Alrighty.
Got our 2 squids. Now we're gonna go head to one of these gummy spots. The weather's kind of gone a bit weird. There's meant to be a cool change coming, and if you're from Victoria, you'll know, like when we have a few hot days, we get these cool changes, and they're actually really dangerous. So that's kind of why we're sticking inside the bay at the moment, because yeah, I don't really know what's happening with this weather. So well, we just ran out of fuel, so that is exactly on my watch. I've got 72 k's, and I was also tracking it on the Navionics app the whole, like as the boat came off the trailer, I pressed start. So 72 k's for 25 litres. What's that, Jacqueline? Mathematician?
I don't know.
Don't know. I'll work it out.
Almost 3 litres.
Yeah, nearly 3 litres per.
No, 3 kilometres per litre.
3 kilometres per litre, which is good. I was kind of hoping to get into the 80s or 90s, but we did this morning when it was really calm. We were going 20 knots, which is like, the boat goes 26 knots, which is like 50 k's. So we were going like 37.5 k's an hour for about an hour and a half. So that would have used a lot of fuel. I don't have an interface cable to link the sounder to the motor yet. So once I do that, I'll have a better idea of like the rev range, and I reckon we'll be able to get a bit better fuel efficiency by not being a hoon. So we'll swap tanks and we'll get to this gummy spot. So I've just swapped these tanks over. They've got like a quick release swap, swappy thingy. I don't even know what that's called. But swapped them over. Hopefully I just primed it, gave it the bulb a few pumps, and it should start. Perfect. Probably shouldn't run it fully out of fuel too often. I can't be good for it. But we've done it once now, so that's all we need to do.
My heart was racing. I was just having a nap on the front of the boat, just laying down up here. Unfortunately, not a gummy.
This has not been a good day. So these are a Port Jackson shark, and they are good for absolutely nothing. Taking your bait, that's about it. But they do good stuff for the ecosystem, so you got to be nice to them.
How do you know?
Feel it.
But it's not a gummy. I hope you're wrong.
Stingray, actually. They look like they're smiling.
They're so cute.
Oh, he's only just a look.
They its eyes.
Nah, parasites in its nose.
Oh yeah.
So, another one of our favourite Western Port animals. we don't like them, but they also do great things for the ecosystem, so gotta be nice to them. Alright, see you later. This isn't going well.
Oh well, we've got those two out of the way. Now we'll get what we want.
A gummy?
Yeah.
Well, that was a bit of a sudden end to our fishing trip, but we thought it was like a pretty informative video in terms of the fuel usage in the boat. So I think it's a good video to put out still. So hopefully people get some good info from that. It was about 25 litres to 72 Ks in the end. So that was pretty cool. The weather came in, it just sort of got a bit yuck, didn't it?
Yeah, it got a bit windy.
But yeah, so we
Storm started rolling in.
Sort of gave up. We're a long way from the ramp and we didn't have as much fuel as we probably should have had. And yeah.
But it was a good test.
Yeah, great test. We've had a few failed trips lately up the East Coast. We had a session at, where were we?
Which one?
Jervis Bay.
There was a couple that we didn't catch much.
At Jervis Bay, and we waited in the boat ramp line for like an hour at 4 o'clock in the morning to get on. Finally got on the water, tried to catch bait for hours, couldn't catch any bait. Eventually found some bait, got some liveys, and then got over to the Kingfish grounds, and there would have been like 50 boats there, and it was
such a small area.
Yeah,
it was just
like
chaos. We drove over, and I was just laughing because it was just
people had their
so insane.
People had their fenders on the side of their boats because you're live baiting, you're going real slow anyway. So
some people were drifting, some people were anchored.
Some people anchored.
It was just
mess,
chaos.
So yeah, we're getting ready to go again next week. Lap 2 of Australia will commence. We're very excited.
Not sure how long this will go for though.
What, the lap?
The lap, yeah.
No, it'll go. We just spent the full day and the last few full days changing our car around, changing the car setup just to make it a little more livable. So next week's video we'll do a full car and boat run through, because I guess we're going to, hopefully today is a Wednesday and hopefully we're going to leave in 7 days time. So a few more people to see, things to do, and then we are out of here. So as we're getting ready for our second lap, obviously we're in our storage at the moment. We're sorting through all our tackle, trying to find bits and pieces that I wish we had last year that I think we'll need for this year. We thought we're starting to get a lot more messages on Instagram now. People are really keen to hear from us in terms of like good fishing spots around Australia. People have watched our videos and they're messaging us asking for certain advice on stuff or information about our setups. We love that, keep them coming. We're always happy to give a few marks and share some experiences and some knowledge that we've gained over our last year of travel. But we thought we'd share a little bit about us, because I guess whenever I'm watching videos on YouTube, I'm always interested to see about who people are and what they do. So Jack and I, we're both we were full-time teachers. We're both secondary teachers, taught for 5 or 6 years before we started our first lap of Australia. And I guess this year we don't have anywhere near as much money as we did last year. We burned it all, so we're going to have to do a lot more work along the way. So we'll just be trying to find like casual teaching when we're in the main cities, just to sort of top up our funds and keep us going. So the reason why we need to do a fair bit of work this year is we have a house and we have people renting our house, but our mortgage isn't really covered by the people that live in the house and pay the rent. So we have to have enough money to not only sustain ourselves while on the road, but then also top up our mortgage every month as well. So that's a real pain. But we have started making a little bit of money off YouTube, which is really cool. Didn't think that would sort of happen.
No, it's really cool.
But
nice little bonus.
So in the month of November, which was I guess all our Arnhem Land videos, we made like $1,300 off YouTube, and then in the month of December we made half that. So it's
literally half that.
Yeah, it's a bit of
very up and down.
Bit of a roller coaster, but hopefully this year.
And also we've only been making income from YouTube only the last few months, so
last 3.
We're still getting used to what that looks like.
Yeah, we've really been enjoying putting out a video every week, even though we often leave it down to the wire. But with our videos, we love seeing people's comments about what people like and don't like. I think fishing is a massive part of why we travel, but it's probably only I would say 60% of the reason we travel.
Yeah. Probably not even.
Maybe 50%.
We didn't start initially. We didn't start off.
Yeah, fishing as much.
We knew that we would fish a bit, but not like what we have.
We also love kite surfing and surfing are our other 2 things that we love doing. We've never really put any of that in our videos. I guess there's been a few snippets, but if you like surfing or kite surfing, we spend almost just as much time doing that as we do fishing. So let us know in the comments if you'd be interested to see a little bit. Obviously fishing will still be our main part of our videos and the main theme of our videos, but if you're interested in seeing some of our surfing and kite surfing extravaganzas, some of our kiting stacks are just mental. So
entertaining to
Surely
watch afterwards, not
entertaining for
entertaining
people.
at the time.
But yeah, let us know. And then obviously we love doing our cook-ups from our fishing endeavours. I think that's a big part of our videos, and like just stuff around camp, I guess, and how to live your life when you're travelling Australia. It's kind of what we do. So, yeah, let us know in the comments about what other things you might like to see in our videos. We'd love to hear. Thanks for watching another video with us, guys. Next time you see us, we will...
walking around the car and the camper.
Oh yeah,
the car and the camper.
But we won't be at home.
Car and the boat.
We will have left, I would say, and we'll be somewhere towards the west. We might stop down the west coast if the weather's good and do some fishing down that way. Otherwise, we'll be in South Australia, I reckon.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for joining us for another one. Please like, subscribe, let us know your thoughts.
See you on the road. Woo.
Yee!
You got to be nice to them. I hate them.